Why is everything so expensive in the United States, and what can you do? Intro. Prices are up. Groceries, gas, rent, everything costs more. Americans across the country are feeling the pressure. Whether you're trying to save, raise a family, or just get by, rising costs affect your life every single day. So, why is this happening? What's causing inflation now? And more importantly, what can you do about it? In this video, we'll explain inflation in simple terms, look at why prices are rising, explore how the Federal Reserve responds, and give you real tools to protect your finances, all tailored to life in the United States today. Part 1. What is inflation, really? Inflation means your money is losing value. You may still have the same income, but it buys fewer goods and services than it did last year. It's measured by indexes like the Consumer Price Index, CPI, which tracks the average change in prices over time for everyday items: food, housing, clothing, transportation, medical care, and more. A low, steady inflation rate, around 2%, is usually seen as healthy. But when prices rise rapidly, like they have in recent years, people struggle to keep up. For example, between 2021 and 2023, the US saw inflation rise to levels not seen since the early 1980s, sometimes over 8% annually. Although it's lower in 2025, the cost of living remains high. Part 2. The causes of recent inflation. Multiple forces combined to drive recent inflation in the US supply chain disruptions. During the COVID-19 pandemic, factories closed, ports slowed down, and transportation was delayed. Less supply met high demand. Pent-up demand. As lockdowns ended, consumers spent money quickly, especially on goods. That sudden surge strained the system. Massive government spending. In 2020 and 2021, the US government released trillions of dollars in aid through stimulus checks, expanded unemployment benefits, and business loans. This increased the money supply rapidly. A big reason why inflation happens is when governments print too much money into the economy. Examples of countries that experienced high inflation are Argentina, Venezuela, Turkey, Hungary, and Russia. The Federal Reserve doesn't physically print money the way people often imagine. It creates money digitally, mainly through a process called open market operations. When the Fed wants to stimulate the economy, it buys government bonds from banks, injecting new money into the financial system. This increases the money supply and encourages borrowing and spending. Ideally, the amount of money created should align with the pace of economic growth. If the Fed increases the money supply too quickly, faster than the economy is growing, it can lead to inflation, because too much money chases too few goods and services. On the other hand, if money creation lags behind economic growth, it can slow down the economy and lead to deflation. The challenge is finding the right balance, and that's a constant task for the Fed. Other reasons that can cause inflation are labor shortages. Many workers left the labor market, pushing wages up. Businesses raised prices to cover payroll costs. Global events. The war in Ukraine and tensions in the Middle East disrupted energy markets. Oil and gas prices surged, which impacts nearly every other industry. Rising housing costs. With limited housing supply and increased demand, rent and home prices rose sharply, contributing significantly to overall inflation. Part 3. Historical context. Inflation is not new. The United States has faced serious inflation before. In the 1970s and early 1980s, inflation climbed as high as 13%, leading to a cost of living crisis. Back then, it was driven by oil shocks, loose monetary policy, and a weak response from the central bank. It took painful interest rate hikes, up to 20%, by Federal Reserve Chairman Paul Volcker to bring inflation under control. That era shows us something important. Inflation can last longer than expected, and controlling it often requires tough decisions. Part 4. How the Federal Reserve responds. Today, the Federal Reserve uses interest rates to manage inflation. Raising interest rates discourages borrowing and cools consumer spending and business investment. This makes credit cards, mortgages, and business loans more expensive, which slows down the economy and helps prices stabilize. In 2022 and 2023, the Fed raised interest rates faster than at any point in recent history. By mid-2025, interest rates remain elevated, around 5.25%, as the Fed cautiously monitors inflation trends. But there's a trade-off. Slowing inflation too aggressively can increase unemployment and even lead to a recession. That's why the Fed adjusts rates gradually, based on economic data. Part 5: How inflation affects daily life. When inflation rises faster than wages, real income falls. That's when people feel squeezed. A $20 bill buys less gas. A $100 grocery trip feels like $150. Housing is one of the hardest hit sectors. Median rent in the United States has climbed by over 25% since 2020 in many cities. Food prices have risen due to both supply chain issues and climate conditions. Staples like eggs, meat, and bread are significantly more expensive. Healthcare costs, insurance premiums, and even college tuition continue to rise, often faster than inflation itself. People on fixed incomes, such as retirees, are especially vulnerable. Even small increases in essentials can dramatically affect their quality of life. Part 6: What you can do. Real tips to stay ahead. While you can't control inflation, you can respond to it. Here are practical strategies. 1. Track your spending. Use apps or spreadsheets to see where your money goes. Awareness is the first step to savings. 2. Cut recurring costs. Review subscriptions, insurance policies, and utilities. You might find hidden savings. 3. Open a high-yield savings account. Some online banks offer interest rates that help your money grow faster. 4. Invest for the long term. Stocks, ETFs, and real estate tend to outperform inflation over time. Learn before you invest. 5. Diversify your income. Consider side gigs or freelance work to add extra cash flow. 6. Avoid lifestyle creep. As your income rises, avoid increasing expenses at the same pace. Save the difference. 7. Buy in bulk when possible, especially for non-perishable goods. It can reduce your per unit cost. 8. Learn about I-bonds. These United States Treasury bonds adjust with inflation and can protect your savings. Knowledge is your best asset during uncertain times. Conclusion. Inflation touches every part of life, but it doesn't have to control yours. Understanding why it happens, how it's managed, and what actions you can take gives you the power to adapt and thrive. The economy goes through cycles. Inflation won't last forever. But the choices you make today, how you spend, save, and invest, will shape your financial future for years to come. The economy affects everyone, including you. But do you actually understand it? For example, why do prices keep rising? Why are some countries rich while others stay poor? Why does your paycheck never seem to be enough? What can you do, personally, to change your financial future? This book is exactly what you've been looking for. Understanding Economy: How You Can Improve Your Life is an excellent must-read ebook to help you improve your life. What this book will teach you: how the global economy actually works, in simple, practical language. The real reasons behind inflation, poverty, inequality, and wealth. The truth about capitalism, socialism, government spending, and taxes. Why some people escape poverty, and how you can too. How to start your own business, manage money wisely, and protect yourself in tough times. Why crime, corruption, and bad leadership destroy a nation's economy, and what honest people must do. Why sustainability matters, and how a strong economy can exist with a healthy planet. The secrets behind gross domestic product, cost of living, interest rates, and personal wealth building. How to take control of your financial life, no matter where you start from. And much more. Many people are buying this ebook to better understand how the economy works, and thus improving their lives. This ebook has about 480 pages, explained in a simple way so that everyone can understand economics. It is very cheap. This is not a boring academic textbook full of formulas. It's a practical guide written by me who believes that economic knowledge can empower everyday people. You'll read engaging stories, real-world examples, and honest conversations about what works, and what doesn't, in today's world. This book is perfect for you. Can you please buy this ebook, and at the same time strengthen this channel? It's very cheap. Take control of your future. The purchase link is https://bit.ly/understandingeconomy. As soon as you make the payment, you can instantly download this excellent ebook. And you can start reading it and benefit greatly, very easy. As soon as you make the payment, you can instantly download this excellent ebook. And you can start reading it and benefit greatly, very easy. Could you please buy the ebook, like this video, write your comments and watch the other videos of this channel? Thank you very much for watching this video.